Hello again, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to Men of War Assault Squad 2, where German forces have just received a retreat order at the Narva bridgehead in Estonia. German forces being instructed to retreat by high command, and it is an order we must obey. So we're going to start falling back across the bridge and see if we can hold the next defensive line. If you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and support this type of content. Remember, it's always being suppressed by YouTube for its historical content. So I appreciate everyone getting on the line and defending against the algorithm and showing their support. Sir Henkel's mod continues as we now are pushing back, and damn, there's some huge explosions and a lot of aggressive fighting. We've lost a lot of our positions and a lot of our men, but we're still in this fight. So we're going to pull back to the second position where Stugs are waiting, and we're also going to pull back with the Panther last as soon as all of our men are off the line. Looks like machine gunners and stuff were able to hold the line. We're going to get the Kettenkrad across the river too, as it has a lot of valuable ammunition and stuff on board that we're going to need to continue the fight. German forces did not do too bad in defending the first line, but we're now being instructed to pull back, and we don't have time for wounded or anything like that. The Soviets are going to call in some heavy artillery in about 3 minutes. That's about all the time we need to pull back fully from this position. All right, let's get all of our men back here. We'll get somebody on the Kettenkrad. Looks like we've got it. So let's pull our men back to line number 2 on the other side of the first hydroelectric dam here. We'll pull the Panther back and some infantry very last. There's a few infantry remaining. We also have ourselves a wonderful Stuka Zafus walking Stuka, essentially, that will provide us with some good cover if needed. We've got a lot of ammunition here needed too, so let's go ahead and keep calling that up. We're very low on supply. Germans, of course, in 1943, 1944, 1945 really are suffering from supply problems, not only during the midst of the war, but especially here. And we're also running out of places to hide in order to set up defenses. So I'm going to try to take as many men as we can to set up defenses in the meantime while we wait for the next Soviet push. Their forces are still here, but they're getting ready to launch another strike. All right, let's see if we can get our AT gun back too. Looks like we actually had an AT gun here survive. I'm impressed with that. Let's go ahead and cover that as we push our gun back. It's a 75mm we don't want to leave behind. We probably could have gotten the Kettenkrad to do it, but it's all right. Looks like there's already some troops in defensive positions, so let's go ahead and take up some secondary positions. There's not too many places to hide here, so that's not great. All right, let's see if we can go over this direction. I can't actually. It doesn't look like the AI wants to go over there. Well, we're going to try to defend everything that we can. Looks like the rest of the men are making it. All right, let's start falling back with the Panther. And we'll get the infantry to kind of funnel in and cover as we fall back just a little. Looks like there are some enemy tanks out there that survived. We're going to abandon our 20mm and obey our orders. All right, keep on falling back. Good, very good. And a lot of these men probably need some ammunition too, so it's probably not a bad idea to go down here and get resupplied before we continue the fight. All right, let's get that 75. Let's actually pull that back to our final defensive line. There's a lot more room there to defend rather than this tiny island. We have a Stug ready to go, and it looks like we had to abandon our Stug 4G. Here comes some of that artillery now. This vehicle is repairable, and we could catch it, but unfortunately, the Soviets are going to overwhelm our positions. Too much artillery now from the Soviets. Let's keep falling back as ordered. We got one man out there. A one-man army coming in next. Let's keep on pulling back. We'll have the Stug cover the right side. It's a very narrow area the enemy will be able to cross. And not so smart of me to have all this infantry in one area, but again, I don't have any more places to put them, so they're probably going to have to go back even further to the next defensive line. We have 2 Kettenkrads here, ready with supply. Looks like we even come with a free man, too. All right. What do we have for defensive bags? It looks like we can put down a little bit of breastwork. I don't know really where we can make this count. I guess right about here when we retreat. We'll make a defensive line there. I hear AT rifles firing. All right, let's keep falling back. Keep on falling back. All right. So now we're ready for the next phase. Unfortunate about that Panzer IV, but if we get an opportunity to counterattack, we can go for it. Soviets now bringing up more T-34s, and it looks like they'll be able to attack from the left side. Pac-40s are there ready to go. And it looks like we've also got some more ammunition. Good. Let's bring that up. We'll bring that up to this line since it's closer. And our Pac-40 we will leave over, looks like we got an 88mm here, the Flak 88 ready to go. Multiple Flak 88s. Let's leave the AT gun over here. We'll have it firing from a lower position. All right, we've got plenty of men, so supplies then are our next mission. And MGs are firing. Oh, the Tiger, or the Panther has been turreted, rather main gunned, so it does not have the ability to fight anymore. So we have failed this objective. We were told to retreat. It is part of the storyline. So we are retreating in accordance with our orders. Hopefully this gun is up and running soon. Oh! Alright, we're starting to see T-34-85s now. Walking Stukas should be able to fire these. Let's fire some missiles. Alright. Nice, a direct hit. It should have actually pretty much destroyed that. Direct meaning that that explosion should have damaged or destroyed that that weapon. Wow. There's too many tanks for us. We're going to need another piece of equipment up here. What? And they're... How the hell? They should not be... Wow, that was some random fire. They should not be able to hit that walking Stuka from here at all. Wow. Very lucky shot for them. That's very surprising, actually. All right, let's have our Stuk 3 come over here. I think the enemy fired at some random vehicle or infantryman, and they missed, and so it went through to the walking Stuka. I guess not too much of a loss. The enemy really has too good a weaponry now for us. All right, we've got multiple men repairing this tank, including the main gun. So it should be in fighting order soon. We need a medic over here. I don't see one at the moment. Here's one. Not a medic in this group? I see there's the medic. Not too late. Alright, we are going to get an order soon to retreat again, so we may as well prepare to continue to be mobile. Lots of tank crew now because of all the engineering we had done previously. Keep our men in a ready-to-fight position. Panzerschreck soldier here, going to deploy to the left side. I'm absolutely shocked that this half-track is still alive. Meanwhile, the walking Stuka got knocked out. It is not repairable either. But also, I'd say not the end of the world, as that thing kind of, at this point, sucks, since it can't destroy tanks or anything like that. In Rob's Realism, that mod, for example, 280mm rocket landing next to a tank does have the ability to destroy it, but in this one it seems like even a direct hit might not work. We'll take them out the old-fashioned way with tons of machine guns. Tons of guns. Alright, troops are on standby. Vehicle repair, that's good news. That means the Panther has been repaired somewhat. Tank crews are now working on the remaining pieces. Looks like an ISU-152 making its way to the center bridge. I'm going to try to cover here with the Stug. Maybe we'll be able to go up and capture that other one. We might be able to push up there, go on a special mission to repair that vehicle. It is possible. But we do have our hands full with other things. We'll call up another one. We have enough points for 2 more Sturmgeschütz. Let's get those going. And enemy mine clearers are coming through now on the bridges. They're literally just pushing tank hulls forward. Alright, we need tank crews inside that tank. side of that tank. Let's go. Wow, that actually destroyed a KV-85 from here, too. Oh, T-34. Somehow zipped by the shell. Oh, we're going to have to get that with mines. And we certainly did. We need something to take that tank out with. Panzer Grenadier with anti-tank grenade should do. Vehicles going over the side of the hydroelectric dam now. And yet again, like clockwork, the Panther has been main gunned. All right, time to block the bridge. All right, let's get this vehicle in order. All right, that mine has been dealt with now. Good. All right, we got multiple vehicles approaching. 85s and a ISU 152 sitting there. Tank turret inside. I don't think that thing's functional anymore. Well, T-34 on fire. All right, well, we are holding the bridge. 6 minutes to remain on the defense. And we'll hold this as a fallback position. Lots of infantry approaching on the right and left side, and more reinforcements on the way. I can even hear more tanks approaching, so we're probably going to face some T-34s. Possibility of maybe IS-1s if we're seeing ISU 152s. Another Su-85 approaching. All right, defense is holding nicely. I think we should probably get ready to fall back with our remaining men. There are a lot of good defensive positions for us. We know we're going to get another retreat order. There we go. All right, retreating now. The hope now is to try to save the Panther and the Sturmgeschütz by having their tracks ready by the time it comes to retreat. And we'll have to put down some extra defenders and stuff over here and prepare the final line. 4 minutes remain until we'll be ordered to retreat again. Su-100 coming up. And immediately popped. And KV-1's on the way now. Panther down to just 10 rounds of ammunition anyway. Go ahead and get ready to pull her back. We're going to need to get some ammunition for that beast. All right, maybe these supply trucks have ammo. Let's check out and see which ones have 75mm. Oh, tank ammo. This one's marked as. All right, there we are, 75 millimeter. Okay, we'll get ready to replenish the Panther now. She needs to pull all the way back off the front for it to be possible. All right, let's get our men over into cover. All right, not really many places for us to hide.
Verstanden.
Oh, wow, more tanks hitting our mines and stuff. Anti-personnel mines in that case. So the enemy still has a lot of mines and things in front of them that could still hinder their movement. All right, looks like we're ready to go with this tank. Now, this is the day I think we have to do things manually, I believe. Okay, we now have 95 shells for the Panther for... These are 76, 75. There we are. And 48 HE. Very good. Panther is extremely valuable as it's now a veteran unit. And let's get ready to pull back with the vehicles now. They have to go first as we're having to cross bridges here. And it's very narrow for them to navigate, so it's best to do it without obstacles in the way. Bring the stern shoots here. We got about 1 minute and 56 seconds. Soviets are closing in. Lots of supply. Damn, a very perfectly timed explosion, bouncing those grenades up into the air. Still need a vehicle here to deal with the enemy tanks. Oh boy. There we go. T-34 knocked out. More enemy tanks approaching on the right side. Looks like there's quite a bit of units coming now. There we go, another tank destroyed right at the bottom of the riverbank there, absolutely demolished. Through there is probably still alive. Oh, and look at the units being killed by the flak gun. That is a very difficult approach to the enemy. Enemy will now throw in everything they have, retreat to the third flag, and hold that position at any cost. All right, High Command giving the final retreat order to the third line. Let's go ahead and get our guns oriented the correct way. Wow, shells and stuff landing over here at random. All right, let's retreat with everything we got. See if we can get everything across. Wow, half tracks. I can't believe it. They made it. The Sturmgeschütz didn't. Half track at least made it to the end of this battle. All right, full retreat then. No sense staying here anymore. Hold this position here to see if we can actually get that Stug repaired. Pull back even further here. Something exploded. Ah, damn, the half-track finally bites the dust. I didn't expect it to last too long. I actually didn't expect it to last a few minutes. T-34s are just punching through. We got 3 minutes till the next wave of their attack. I'm going to set these soldiers here to hold to the last man. We got to give a chance for the others to retreat and get set up here. This is going to be a troublesome time. Our 88 is ready. We've got ammunition ready. Tanks are ready. AT gun is standing by. Panzerfaust are being fired too. Alright, AT gun didn't make it. Final line defense, here we go. Enough men, not enough hiding places though. We can try to build some trench work here somewhere. Let's try to build a rather breastwork over here. Try to put a lot of our infantry on this side. A lot of our men dead or wounded. It's likely that the enemy is probably going to strike or already has with artillery. We just hadn't seen it. And we'll probably do so again. Get that ammunition up here. Hold the line, boys. Let's get a Kettenkrad up here for supply. Okay, things are looking real good. Ooh, we even have a blue spider. Nice. Yes, from the German Moon Division, we have a blue spider. Very well known in World War II. If you don't know anything about it, you probably haven't done enough research. Just kidding. This is only a it's a skin mod that is broken or something like that. This mod is rather old and some things might be out of date considering Meta War's recent updates. 15 minutes to hold the final line. Damn, they decimated everything on that island, even their own troops. Damn. Alright, we're holding this position still with the men. We're going to have those guys hold that line. I want to see what happens when we allow some defenders to stay behind enemy lines and continue to interrupt movement and communications and such by cutting off open areas of attack. Alright, this is the final line. German forces occupy the other side of the hydroelectric dam where there's some concrete and metallic structures. Panthers, Sturmgeschütze stand by. And we've got a full 4,000 points to spend for whatever reason. I think we're going to be able to hold this. I'll continue to call up Sturmgeschütze then. And unfortunately, I can't call up another Panther. I would like to, but we did keep our Panther alive. We have a Panzer IV as well. Let's try some artillery now. Start kicking some Soviet ass with some German artillery. Go ahead and call up a Walking Stuka again. Nebelwerfer, regular artillery. I think that's about all we got there. We'll let those units get a little deployed. Alright, another wave of Soviet infantry. 13 minutes remain on their next final attack. It seems like that last attack was their last intent. They did try to throw everything at us. We were able to hold and retreat. Alright, our reserve group, let's go ahead and give them orders to retreat. They do have quite a bit of good machine guns on them. And some veterancy to boot. So let's go ahead and make the call to retreat there. And see if we can get back with our ammo crate, too. I simply do not have enough space to put all of our men to fight. Make a roadblock here. Guys, I simply don't have enough hiding places for all of our men. We'll build another line down there, layered defenses, I suppose. Wow, we should have kept those men there after all. It was holding back the whole Soviet army. All right, men are now building final line of defense here before our trench, which is the absolute final line. And let's get some walking Stukas firing up. Beautiful. There we go. Nice explosion in the water there. Set up some of our artillery in these divots, give them some cover. Seems like these other shells are ready to fire, but there's still a reload period for this vehicle. It's kind of annoying. Okay, let's get the RSO unloaded. Swing this thing around. And we'll try to take out giant clumps of infantry with these strikes. All right, artillery fire up. All right, 10 minutes remain on the final defense. We should be able to hold. I'm actually surprised we're doing so well with the amount of vehicles and infantry we do have remaining. There's a bloodbath now of Soviet tanks being destroyed by German ambush positions. We actually have a ISU 152 here trying to, 122 pushing through. Wow, that actually looks like a 152. That's a big boy. Damn, that's a big tank. That's just a big rolling gun is all. All right, more tanks approaching on the western side. We have two T-34s, one 85, 176, and a KV-85. I was going to say KV-1, but looks like the enemy doesn't get much more than T-34s and KV-85s. Well, from the initial invasions during Operation Barbarossa to the streets of Stalingrad, we've been having a hell of a fight in the Sarhenko mod. And with 9 minutes remaining, again, this is the final mission for the Germans, but there will be more, so get excited for that. We've still got to defend our position, and ammunition Petrograd was destroyed there. Luckily, we have, most importantly, all of our guns. Look at this. The only tanks we've really lost here is the Stuk 3, which can be repaired. It's just kind of out of our way. And same with the Stuk 4. This thing looks absolutely destroyed, but we can repair it. It would just take a very long time. So we really, truly haven't lost any vehicles permanently, aside from maybe some half-tracks, which are not too worrisome, really. Also, I should probably get this thing out of here before it gets blown up. One thing to do, Smart Brain says to actually not have vehicles in front of artillery when it's fired. It's kind of a day one no-brainer. Also, it looks like this somehow these troops actually got. Oh, there it goes. Looks like they didn't fire their full salvo. Somehow men came off that vehicle. Okay, well, we've got the entire line littered with armor. Most of our tanks should have all the ammo they need, I think. Most of them are new now, except for the Panther. Most men are in cover. Artillery is looking good. We're knocking out blobs as quickly as they're coming up. There's a good blob over there. Looks like a T-34 approaching as well. Oh, never mind. My mistake. It's just a destroyed hulk of mass. All right. 280 millimeters firing again on those positions. Very nice. Unfortunately, we lost the most important and coolest thing of all, which is this. the Panzer artillery unit, or rather the little turret that's molded into the concrete. That is so cool. I love it. 7 minutes remain. Enemy forces. Look at the amount of death and destruction on the field here. You can just see all the bodies and all the positions where we've been able to really make a hard point. Soviet artillery seems to have been ceased. Wow, look at that kill zone. Holy, that's amazing. All those troops right there, literally on a stairwell and in a hallway. I can't believe that. That's insanity. We do have an artillery piece that we haven't been using. That's also insanity. Let's get that going. And let's actually fire that on that position. So let's take aim and fire right about here. There's got to be some more enemy troops around here somewhere. Very good. Wow, another T-34 destroyed. So this vehicle's not firing all of its ammunition sometimes. Oh, there it goes. Strange. Alright, well, it looks like the Soviets are in control of the island, but there's really not much that they can do at this point. And we're not going to see too much in terms of new enemy vehicles or anything approach like that. This seems to be an impenetrable defense. We've got multiple guns, multiple machine guns, and AT, and everything set up here. Let's get the Panzer, or rather Stuke 3 over here. What do we have for vehicles? Alright, there we go. The Stuke on its way. At this point, I think we've completed everything as instructed. You know what, to be honest, there is one final defensive position. I don't think we're going to have to hold this. Are we? If we have to counterattack or something and recapture everything, I'm out. That's way too much to do. After we lost all these positions. We could have easily defended them too, but this is supposed to create some sort of... oh, there's the ISU-152. This is supposed to create some sort of like intense situation where the Germans have been pushed back. And it is pretty intense to see all these units moving in positions that we once occupied. But it is also equally intense to see the amount of vehicles that have been destroyed on the enemy side and how costly their advance has been to each flag. That is crazy. About 4 minutes, just over 4 minutes remain, and there's just a cavalcade of communism coming down every nook and cranny. Hell, they're even putting her in reverse just because. That's amazing. They're just advancing in reverse for whatever reason. I think what they're trying to do, Soviets were well known for turning their vehicles in reverse and advancing forward and then firing the gun to pick up speed, like in Grand Theft Auto 3. Yeah, that's something that they are very well known for doing, I think. All right, so we've got a whole island full of communism as well, basically Cuba. And we've got ourselves a bunch of artillery to utilize on them, so let's get firing. Yeah, this is probably the worst weapon in the game, by the way. The Nebelwerfer, even in Rob's realism, is just, it never really seems to do enough damage. It never seems to really land anywhere to do anything. The Nebelwerfer is a very good weapon if you're trying to fire at, like, for example, a large building and take the wall down on that or knock infantry out of it, and you have some direct fire going on, but it is a very questionable artillery piece. The Walking Stuka is a different story because it has 280 millimeters, and so you don't really have to get close with that in order to do some damage like this. There you go, a couple of men dead from that. Looks like a ammunition vehicle was hit by a stray shell, and it looks like the Stuks are starting to get hit from the flank, but also the Sturmgeschütz is doing a good job of firing back on those. Wow, this vehicle has very limited ammo left. It's still fighting, though. Looks like we got some trouble here. Go ahead and go back to that artillery and re-aim. 2 minutes, 38 seconds remaining. I hope this is the final defense and not a final defense here. This seems to be like the field HQ. But I wouldn't imagine us having to retreat any further. All right. Gonna move one more Sturmgeschütz over here. Seems to be a lot of infantry. The Sturmgeschütz is the best thing in the world for this machine gun. The machine gun on top of the Sturmgeschütz is just awesome. Has a really good range of fire. It's a very effective unit. All right, lots of men being cut down there. And more tanks are approaching. It takes a very long time for Soviet tanks to really get to where they need to go. RSO is even damaged. Interesting. Well, looks like this vehicle is salvageable. We could still use it for ammunition. There's a few more enemy troops here on the left side. Let's just fire randomly. Oh, good. If there were any troops there, we got them. But there weren't. Alright, so they're all pretty much locked down on the island. Even the ISU 152s are having trouble advancing. Sturmgeschütz are doing a good job of stopping those. Wow. That vehicle should be dead. Damn, we put a hole right through the ISU 152. It's on fire. It is still fighting. Wow, that thing should be dead. I see 2 giant holes in the side. Yep, the crew has been killed. Just a few more vehicles to knock out. Alright, well, we've got a whole group of infantry ready to cross that bridge. I just don't think they're going to be able to make it. More tanks approaching. 10 seconds left now. Biggest winner right here has got to be the Panther tank with 21 vehicle kills, 290 infantry kills. And there we go. Attack the enemy position? Oh, you got to be you got to be kidding me. All right. They want me now to counterattack the enemy's defensive positions. Oh, tedious. All right. If this video gets to 2,500 likes, I will come back with one final episode for the Germans, so make it happen. Get those likes in, and I will fully counterattack on the remaining positions. We'll capture back the bridge and then push into enemy territory. Otherwise, we'll go on to start another campaign, but I appreciate everybody's support. The defense of the Narva bridgehead is complete. That should be the end of the German campaign unless we receive enough reinforcements in terms of likes. I like seeing your support, so thank you very much, everybody, for being here, cheering me on. And I will see you next time for more Men of War Assault Squad. Next episode's up to you, so we'll see you soon. Goodbye, everyone. Take care, and have a great day. Woo!